elements in the show where I think in the comic they explain away, where you're like, okay, this
Mhm.
makes sense in a comic book world. In the show, it's kind of like you have to suspend disbelief a little bit more, but it's appropriate. Like you said, this is
Yeah.
13-year-olds are gonna like this show a lot, and they're gonna not really care so much about those bits and pieces. They're just gonna care
Mhm.
about the relationships, the friendships that are developing, the drama that the main characters get
Mhm.
into, the family stuff, which is
Mhm.
it kind of gives me, and this is a compliment, I just want to say. It gives me like a Seabear and Jamal, proud family,
Uh-huh.
type of vibe, which is good, which
Mhm.
is good. The newer proud family, not
Mhm.
older proud family.
Yeah.
Because in the sense that it's not problematic. There's no, at least from what I've seen in the first three episodes, there isn't anything
Yeah.
problematic. And we thought there were going to be. We're going to get to that in a little bit. We thought there was going to be something a little problematic, but it turned out to be good. Turned out to be good.
Mhm.
So one thing I wanted to make mention is the animation style. It looks like a comic book, even though it doesn't really pull from the comics. It looks like a comic
Mhm.
book. There's a cool aesthetic. It looks like, you know, if you collected comic books back in the day, has like a pop art style. It looks like how the when a comic is printed, they have all the little dots and everything. If you're a fan of pop art, you kind of know what I'm saying. But it has
Mhm.
that vibe. But then over top of that is a bright pastel treatment that looks really cool. It pops. The colors are really like um, not in a way that's bad, but there's like it's gonna grab someone's attention when you see the
Mhm.
bright purples and pinks and blues and everything. It's
Yeah.
really gonna grab you, and then the animation is very kinetic. It moves rapid, almost too much so in
Mm.
certain places, especially the first episode. But it's not bad though. It's definitely, I like
Mhm.
what they did. And if you've watched like Into the Spider Verse, or even better, the trailer for the new Into the Spider Verse movie,
Mhm.
where they go to the different places and there's different art treatments based on where they go, you kind of get
Mhm.
some of the same vibe with this show.
Mhm.
And I really like it. I like the penmanship, or the if you can. I'm nerdy about the art stuff, folks. My
Yeah.
fault. But I like the fact that you can tell, you can see the artist's hand in everything. And
Mhm.
not only that, I love the fact that they depict black people really well with this styling, the way they do the hair, the
Mhm.
way they do the skin tones and whatnot. I think they do a really good job for
Mhm.
black and brown folks. The white people look
Mhm.
good too, but I think they
Yeah.
do a solid job with that. And um, so yeah, the animation I think is awesome, and I
Yeah.
really like once things kind of slope a little bit. I like the flow of how things kind of transpire, and I like the fact that there's a lot of personality. Everything
Yeah.
from her goggles, the way they
Yes.
mimic her feelings in the moment, the way Double
Mhm.
Dinosaur acts when he's trying to, because he doesn't talk, even though he's voiced by someone. He doesn't talk for the most part. He does like growls and such, but he's
Yeah.
still able to emote how he feels, whether he's angry or
Right.
sad or whatever the case may be. And the animation lends itself really well to that. Um,
Mhm.
what did you think of the animation?
I loved it. It was the obviously the first thing. That's the
Right.
first thing you see. And, it was really eye-catching. It was really catching, I really liked it. I It made me just want to keep watching, made me want to see more just because I loved the art style. I love the call out boxes. They like, the expressive boxes. Like it's one thing, for there to be call out boxes when you have dialogue, but like these were all expressions, very similar to, Miles Morales. It was like something would happen and then you would see those exclamation points in a call out box. And that's so cool. And that's it's just, a detail. It's something to tell everyone, hey, this is a comic. To remind you what you're in for, remind you what media you're looking at, or at least the origins of what you're looking at. So I really, really love the colors, just like you were saying. Like some of those colors are just so bold and bright. I think they do a good job reminding you that your main character is a girl in a way. Like
Yes.
it's
Yes.
like I really, really feel like they have this idea where this is really a pull to get young girls earlier, even earlier than 13. Our characters are 13 years old, but they want to get 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds that are going to be inspired by this girl who's older than them to be into STEM. I really think that
Yes.
that's the idea. It's there's a political movement involved. You know, it's getting young Black girls into STEM by way of a superhero. Like, how cool is that? Because there are people who, I mean, everybody wants to imitate, you know, the things that they see on television. I don't think there's not one person who can sit here and say, unless they don't watch TV, like literally can't watch. Okay. Um, and but you know, we all like to imitate and emulate others. And this is a great way to do it in a very positive manner.